Today on the program, DS presents its last chance SUV, and BMW is going to make you fall in love with its new i3. Stellantis is permanently burying the Puretech engine with a new engine that has a vacuum cleaner-like name, and a legendary vehicle is up for sale. It's the ultimate solution for getting around the city when cars are banned. Let's talk about the survival of a French brand, DS Automobiles, and their latest creation, the vehicle that absolutely has to save the day. The new DS number 7, the current DS7, which is 9 years old, alone represents half of the brand's sales. The other models, the DS3, 4, and 8, sell about as well as ice cubes at the North Pole. So when it's time to replace the Patriarch, there's no room for error. So the number 7 has the role of the DS of last resort. So what did they do? They used the design. The number 8 platform from the big sister fits a 4.66 meter long SUV. And aesthetically, it's consistent. You find the slim headlights, the fang-shaped daytime running lights, and a grille that can light up. Inside, just like in the number 8, it's French luxury at its finest. Napa leather, Alcantara, brushed aluminum, and, for the first time, ash wood. It's so chic that you almost expect a butler to come out of the glove box to serve you a glass of champagne. You get the 16-inch screen and that famous X-shaped steering wheel. The seats massage you, warm your neck, and the panoramic roof is huge. However, in the back, it's a bit less festive. The wheelbase has been shortened compared to the number 8, so your passengers will have their knees a bit closer to their chins. But let's talk about what's really upsetting. What's under the hood? It's a bit of a letdown. DS has decided to go all in on electric. You can choose between 230, 245, or 350 horsepower with huge batteries, promising up to 740 kilometers of range. On paper, it's brilliant. The top-of-the-line model does 0 to 100 in 5.4 seconds. It's fast, and that's a big but. If you're not interested in electric, what do they offer you? A modest 1.2-liter micro-hybrid engine with 145 horsepower. In a car like this, that's not exciting at all. It's the same engine you find in a Peugeot 280. It's like putting a hamster's heart in a rhinoceros's body. And compared to the competition, it's a bit weak. No plug-in hybrid version for now. They promise a real hybrid engine for later. But for now, it's a bit disappointing. For fans of mechanical excellence then, this DS number 7, Mission Impossible or stroke of genius, it's undeniably a beautiful car with impressive electric range, but with a starting price estimated around 45,000 euros and going up to nearly 70,000 euros for the high-end versions. We need to convince people it's more than a dressed-up Peugeot, and that lacking a big combustion engine isn't a deal-breaker. This new one, this DS number 7, can't afford to make mistakes. It's the vehicle that has to carry the brand on its shoulders. But after all, like with all love stories, let's give it a chance to be reborn. So, what do you think of this number 7? Tell me in the comments and let's keep talking about love. By the way, have you ever fallen in love? Did you tell yourself it was forbidden, wrong, and that your friends would judge you, point fingers, and kick you out of the darts club? That's exactly what a purist thinks. Someone who loves engines that smell of gas and hot oil. When he lays his eyes for the first time on the brand new BMW i3 unveiled today, you know you shouldn't like it. It's heresy, it's an electric 3 Series, but damn, take a good look at it. Forget the old i3. You know, that little car that was very successful but looked like a vacuum cleaner from outer space. No, this is the real 3 Series of tomorrow, the first sedan of the famous Neue Klasse. And let me tell you, the Bavarians didn't hold back at all. Aesthetically, it's a fascinating mix. It has strong angles that remind you of the good old E36 from the 90s, but with a front end that looks like it's straight out of a science fiction movie. The grille lights up, the headlights are integrated into a sort of visor, and it's longer, wider, and taller than the current 3 Series. It has presence, it has character. BMW added a panoramic screen stretching across the windshield inside, and the 4-spoke steering wheel looks like it was designed by an avid gamer. But let's get to the real serious stuff. What's under the floor? The launch version, the i350 xDrive, has 2 motors, one on each axle, with a total power of 469 horsepower and 645 Nm of torque. That's enough to pin you to the back of your recycled fabric seat. But here's the number that will make the competition cry. 900. 900 kilometers of range. And when you finally manage to drain this gargantuan 108 kWh battery, the 800V architecture lets you recover 400 kilometers of range in just 10 minutes. So you won't even have time to send a message to your ex to apologize for not paying child support. Not this month, nor any of the months to come, because you'll have to shell out around 70,000 euros to treat yourself to this technological gem that is the BMW i3. It's expensive, it's electric, it doesn't make any noise, but with 469 horsepower, a hell of a look, and road handling managed by an ultra-fast electronic brain called Heart of Joy, the Heart of Joy. For those who don't speak Spanish, and with a range that almost puts diesel engines to shame, it's very hard not to give in. It's forbidden love, the forbidden fruit, and it looks delicious. Next, let's come together to say goodbye to one of the most, let's say, whimsical creations in French automotive history, the 1.2-liter Puretech engine. Yes, Stellantis has finally decided to pull the plug. The famous three-cylinder, which made mechanics rich and brought despair to millions of owners, is bowing out. Yet it was voted Engine of the Year 4 times in a row, between 2015 and 2019. But I guess the jury didn't expect the timing belt to disintegrate in the oil, like a cheap cookie in a cup of tea. So the burning question on everyone's lips, is the Puretech really gone for good? Peugeot swears to us that yes, or almost, because 70% of the parts have been changed. And to mark the occasion, they've even changed the name. No more Puretech, a word that now gives cold sweats to anyone approaching a dealership. Say hello to the Turbo 100. Yes, the Turbo 100. It sounds like an engine or an 80s vacuum cleaner, but what's changed? They've removed the belt soaking in oil and replaced it with a chain. Then, they added a variable geometry turbo, redesigned the entire injection system and most of the moving parts. The result? 101 horsepower, 205 Nm of torque. It's also supposed to be smoother, more responsive, and most importantly, it shouldn't blow up when you go out to get some bread. Peugeot is so proud of their new baby that they claim to have tested it over more than 3 million kilometers. That's impressive for a Puretech descendant. And how much does all that cost? Well, on the new entry-level 208 the style trim, the price drops by 1,000 euros and starts at 20,500 euros. So, to answer our question, is the Puretech really dead? Well, yes. It's buried 6 feet under with a concrete slab, just to make sure it doesn't come back to haunt our nights. But the spirit of Stellantis' 1.2 L3 cylinder still lives on through this Turbo 100. This new engine is coming this month on the 208 and in May on the 2008. We'll have to see if it lives up to its promises, because making promises is easy, but the real question is always the same. Will it still work when the odometer shows 150,000 kilometers? And finally, you know that our dear environmentalist friends have decided that cars are absolute evil, and that soon, to cross Paris, for example, you'll have to pedal on a bicycle made of fair trade bamboo. But what if I told you that I found the ultimate solution, the perfect machine to get around all the traffic bans, while still keeping a certain, let's say, beastly presence? Ladies and gentlemen, forget about hybrid SUVs and overpriced electric city cars. The gem I want to talk to you about today doesn't have wheels, but it moves, and most importantly, it has horns. Let me introduce you to the mechanical Rhinoceros from the movie Ace Ventura. Yes, the vehicle in which Jim Carrey delivered one of the most visceral scenes in the history of cinema is currently up for auction. So, what does this magnificent specimen of Hollywood engineering have to offer you? Well, it's equipped with a door, a seat, and even a small fan to keep you cool. Well, you have to admit you need a certain taste for adventure to take the controls of this beast. This monster, over 3 meters long, was used for the outdoor scenes in the movie, especially in that iconic scene where Jim Carrey squeezes out of the animal's rear with a certain grace. Since filming, it has been restored, but it still bears a few scars from its glorious past. But make no mistake, the excitement is real on the prop store auction website. It hasn't gone unnoticed as I'm recording this. No fewer than 27 enthusiasts are fighting to acquire this marvel, pushing the bids up to $20,000, which is a little over 17,000 euros. This machine is the perfect answer to car inflation in low emission zones. Who would dare give you a ticket while you're driving a Rhinoceros? No one. With today's crazy prices, turning your nose up at such a masterpiece would be a monumental mistake. So get your checkbooks ready, and we'll meet again on the Champs-Élysées in Rhinoceroses. Just try to have a bit of class when you get out of your Rhinoceros. And now, this is the moment when I'm supposed to beg you to follow me on other platforms, as if my life depended on it. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. On Instagram, we're about to reach 60,000 followers on TikTok. We're close to 160,000. I still don't know how it works, but apparently you like it. And on Facebook, 70,000 of you hang out there. But the real news, the absolute technological innovation of this week, is that recently, Octane is also on Microsoft Network. Yes, Microsoft Network, don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but there are already 46 of us. 46 pioneers of retro internet. It's exclusive. It's cutting edge. So go ahead, click on the links in the description or in the first pinned comment. Join the horde or don't. But if you don't, I'll bother you every day. Videos that talk only about the Fiat Multipla and the Pontiac Aztek, so it's up to you.